Minimum wage is one of the most common arguments made around the United States, mainly by people working minimum wage jobs. Many people argue that it is not high enough to live off of and that you need multiple jobs just to get by. Today, I will be talking about the history of minimum wage and the pros and cons of it, and in the end, come to a decision on whether it's worth raising or not. Personally, I have worked a couple minimum wage jobs, and though I was in high school, I witnessed the struggle of some of my older coworkers. 3 million people in the United States work minimum wage jobs. That's 3.9% of all workers getting paid hourly. First, I will talk about the history of minimum wage, then the pros of its being raised, and lastly, the cons of minimum wage being raised. Now, the history of minimum wage. The minimum wage was created in 1894 by New Zealand, and it was introduced to the United States in 1938. Since then, it has been raised 20 times, but right now the current rate of minimum wage is $7.25 in Texas. The majority of jobs that pay minimum wage don't require much previous skills. Jobs like administrative positions, fast food restaurants, and construction jobs are some of the more common minimum wage jobs because you don't need any previous skills. You can just learn the job, or you can do on-the-job training. Most people who have minimum wage jobs have ways to work around the low income. You can get government assistance, roommates, second jobs, and a smart budget is some of the common ways to deal with it. Now to discuss some of the pros of having minimum wage and it being raised. A low minimum wage usually means that you don't need any experience, education for the job itself. Minimum wage jobs are a great way for teens with no experience to earn money and get themselves started in the workforce. When the minimum wage increases, there are a few ways that it can benefit anyone. Those who earn minimum wage make more money, of course. Some other companies raise their wages when minimum wage goes up. Lastly, I will discuss some of the cons of minimum wage increase. Like everything in life, there will be pros and cons to everything. When an increase occurs, statistics show that in some cases people lose jobs. It also would make getting a job more difficult in the first place, due to them having to pay employees more. Also, minimum wage increase affects taxes and inflation. The general price of goods go up occurs. In conclusion, minimum wage has been around for quite some time and has its positives and negatives. So with all the facts, is minimum wage going up really benefiting anyone? If the negatives didn't cancel out the positives, it would definitely be worth a push for it. But with it being this way, it doesn't even actually seem worth it.